What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another video. So we're on the MSI Claw 8. We're taking a look at Assassin's Creed Shadows. And a huge shout out to Ubisoft and GeForce Now for getting me early access to this game, especially the past few weeks on GeForce Now to test streaming, and it's been great over there. But we're taking a look at local performance here at 1200p and 800p with and without frame gen. Some different settings here to look at performance for the game. It's quite GPU heavy, so we'll take a look at the settings we've got here. Borderless windowed 1610, starting off at 1200p. We'll also look at 800p. No dynamic resolution for me here. It wasn't really helping me out much. XeSS at performance for 1200p here right now. No motion blur, and frame gen is off at the moment, though we will be using it. And then we're on the medium preset. We'll also check out the low preset. It's easier that way, although I think you might want to adjust something between the two. Going up above that to high or anything really just makes things too heavy to run here. And also you can't turn off ray tracing in the game for the Claw here, so it does make it quite heavy to run, and I think bringing performance a little bit lower than what I was originally anticipating. However, you can definitely get it to something I think will be playable for a lot of people on the go here for the device, and hopefully it'll get improved over time. But starting off here at this 1200p, let's take a look at some settings. 33 FPS sitting still right there. If we were to take this to 800p, set that up there, and then change our performance XeSS over to say balance, we'll just tick it over 1. However, later on we will take a look at performance as well. But yeah, we're only going to gain a little, 4 FPS or so there, which is going to equal 6 or 8 FPS when we go to frame generation. So it definitely is a help, and I think that's how a lot of people are going to have to run it to keep the FPS high enough, especially if you don't use frame gen. If you do get into using frame generation, of course, it's going to about double your frame rate, and you're going to do pretty well. And I actually think that even though frame gen is not recommended for under 60 FPS that often, for a lot of these games on these handhelds, it works out just fine and definitely feels playable enough to where it is worth using a lot of the time. I did it in Black Myth. I think it works well with this game as well. So yeah, I think ultimately that would work out. About 6 FPS difference, 5 FPS difference between 1200p and 800p there, performance and balance with frame gen on. So yeah, that works out for that. Now we come in here and we're going to switch over to the low preset instead of the medium. Now that's only going to net us about 1 or 2 FPS in general over medium, but that depends on where you're at in the world. I've seen it net me about 4, 5, 6 FPS though in different areas, so it kind of depends, but there's not a huge difference. That's why I think if you pick something between low and medium, maybe adjust a few things like your draw distance and stuff, you could kind of find a happy medium there, but they are very similar in a lot of areas. Now I'm going to get ready to leave you with some 1200p and 800p gameplay. 1200p with medium preset and with and without frame gen. 800p without frame gen, running everything low and XeSS performance and seeing what you can get without frame gen there. Because I think a lot of people are probably going to have to push it that way. Again, the requirement of the ray tracing being on here is just really pushing the performance down lower than what I would have originally thought, unfortunately. And the Steam Deck has really locked down settings, and they did say some updates are coming to allow some more options, so maybe something will change with that in the future. It kind of reminds me of the Indiana Jones thing at launch with that, where performance was pretty rough on a lot of the handhelds just because of that requirement. And I'm not sure what all the ray tracing features are here necessarily. I haven't finished looking into it, but they are on and we can't tick them off. So yeah, that's definitely impacting things, which is making us bring the resolution way down to get where we want to be for more playable. So I think for a lot of people, it's just going to mean bringing that resolution down and using a lot of XeSS and frame gen. But I think ultimately for a lot of people that want to get some game time in on the go, it will be fine. And you can find a lot of this to be quite playable, even as you get into combat and things like that. I really didn't have a lot of trouble in frame times and frame pacing, and everything's always fine. It's just very GPU heavy this way. Anyways, guys, enjoy the rest of the gameplay here. Thanks a lot for coming and check out the video. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.
Your story ends here.